Hello there. Welcome to our ninth grade success night presentation. If you're watching this, it's probably because you missed the actual presentation, which is totally okay. I'm going to quickly go over the gist of what we talked about on Wednesday. Um, and then, normally we would ask for questions. If you have questions after this presentation, feel free to email me, call me, or anyone else that you see contact info for on this presentation. I'm going to try to keep this short. So here we go. Let's get started. Ninth grade success night. Um, Typically, what we would have done is given you a tour of the school, led by some of our students. If you would like a tour of our school at some point in time, again, feel free to contact me and we'll set something up for you. We started the evening off in the auditorium where you got the chance to meet our principal, Nain Munoz, and our vice principals, Jesus Sandoval, Stephen Humble, and Adrian Pierce. Adrian Pierce, however, is moving on to a different position in 4J, so she will no longer be with us in the coming weeks. We also have some other folks that are really important to know. Ann Christensen, our equity liaison and BSU leader, as well as Bernice Villegas, who works with our Latin American students and does a whole bunch of other stuff at the school. Your student's ninth grade counselor is Joy DeMoss. Simply put, your student will have Joy as a counselor for this year and this year only. Next year and their junior and senior year, they will have a different counselor, and that will be dependent on their last name. So this is the year you get Joy's support. Please be sure that if you have any questions or needs regarding counseling, to contact her via email. You're going to meet some other folks that are on what we call our ninth grade success team. Christina Trujillo, Henny will be there. A whole bunch of people that are either teachers or EAs at the school whose sole focus is to help ninth graders be successful. And then, of course, we also have our IB person, Kendall Lawless, with us, and then somebody from CTE to present some information about our CTE programs and pathways. After seeing all these people and hearing their introductions, we broke up into groups of 3 and went through different rooms that presented different things. The choir room had academic support and Canvas, so more information on how to use Canvas and how to get academic support. And then in the library, we talked about our International Baccalaureate program, as well as our CTE, or Career and Technical Education pathways, and why those are important and how those will be relevant as your student progresses through their time here at North. Finally is like the ninth grade room, the band room, where we talk about our humanities and what it means to be on track to graduate. I'm going to make academics and Canvas really quick. So the best way to get on Canvas, and if you don't know what Canvas is that's our application that we use for students to track their grades primarily, access school work, and also potentially get some education through Canvas. A lot of our teachers post their lessons, videos, presentations, notes. I mean, everything that you need to know about a class is in Canvas. If you don't know how to access Canvas, I'm going to show you what that looks like. So what I would do is just type in 4J in Canvas. That will take you to this link right here. Click on that. And right there is your link into Canvas. This is going to be a view just for families and parents and guardians. Your student has their link, and then of course we have our own link. Now, all of them look a little bit different, but for the most part are the same. If you do not know how to access Canvas, if you scroll down, there are some instructions right here that tell you how to log in, or maybe you forgot your password, etc. There's also a phone number for help desk and in Spanish. um, and a link to submit a help request. And then, of course, there's a link to the app, which you can download to your phone, which makes things a lot easier. I, however, use Canvas on the desktop. I don't seem to have any problems with that. And so that's what I do. So again, Canvas is super duper important for knowing your students' grades, for knowing what assignments are missing, for knowing how they scored on assignments, assessments, and projects, and everything you need to know to keep your student up to date. IBE, CTE athletics, and other activities at North. So we are an all IB school. What that means is that every single student that graduates from North gets to take some college level IB courses. They also potentially get college credit by passing those courses. As a junior, you are required to take IB English and one other IB course. If you feel like your student would benefit and is interested in becoming full IB and therefore getting enough credit to be sufficient for an entire year of college, so essentially getting a whole year of college done virtually for free, that's what full IB means. And so what you would need to do is contact Kendall Lawless, or just give the school a call. I can connect you with Kendall, as can Joy. And that's something that, is a little further on down the road, but something that's really, really beneficial and an opportunity that we offer at North that not all schools offer. Not all 4J high schools are full IB, so we're very unique in that respect. It's never too early to start thinking about this, so asking questions now is super important. If you have questions about our IB program, be sure to contact, again, like myself or Joy or some other counselor here at North Eugene. So there are 3 ways to access IB. There are IB career-related programs. There's 2 exams at the end of their high school career that they need to take and pass. There are IB diploma programs. This is a little bit more rigorous. Of course, there's 6 exams here and an essay that needs to be completed. And then finally, there's IB course candidacy, where they can take any exam that's of interest to them within their IB classes. Again, all of this information you can get more of by contacting Kendall Lawless. We offer a ton of CTE or career technical education courses here at North. All of this information is on our website. Some examples would be culinary. Some other examples would be child development. We offer some construction type of career pathways. Of course, we also offer computer science and a whole bunch of really awesome opportunities for students. All students can take all these classes as an elective at any time. If they find one that's they're really interested in, like let's say culinary, for example, well, then they can choose to take all the classes in that pathway and then graduate with kind of an extra piece of paper on their diploma that says that they have taken all of the courses within that pathway, which then would help them get into a technical college or just help them get into that actual field of work. So super fantastic opportunity that we offer. We are a brand new school, which means that all of the classrooms are really up to date, all have new technologies and just like fantastic opportunities that students really like to be a part of. And honestly, it just makes school more fun. So have a conversation with your student tonight. Ask them if they're taking any CTE courses like woodshop or maybe digital photography, and ask them how they like it. And, remind them that this could lead to a career. And if they would like to take the entire pathway, that's something that they're going to have to start thinking about and potentially communicating with their counselor about. We're a regular high school that offers most, if not all, of the rather regular types of athletics. Um, we're through fall, so football, soccer, cross country, volleyball um, are essentially done. Cheer continues, dance continues throughout the year. Winter sports are definitely coming up. Most students are signed up and already getting involved with those. If you have questions about winter sports, wrestling, basketball, swim, cheer, and dance, please contact our athletic director, Peter Barsotti. He will let you know what you need to do to get your students signed up for any winter sports or spring sports coming up. We have a link here to how you can register, but you can find that on our homepage. And of course, your student will need a physical if they haven't had one within the last 2 years. Benefits to sports, I mean, there's just tons of them. I think for me, the most important thing that a student gets from playing a sport is just more connection to this community in school. It gives school more meaning. Um, it definitely gives students a reason to get up in the morning and get to class on time because grades are important, and they're important if you want to be competing. And so um, you need to be in good standing academically to compete. There are ways in which coaches support academics. We offer a lunchtime athletic study hall for those that need that extra support. And then just not to mention all the physical benefits that come from playing sports. So if you're interested, by all means, contact Peter Barsotti. Affinity groups, clubs, we have a lot of them. Again, it's really important for your student to become involved with the high school in some way because it creates more community and culture, and it's so important for them to feel seen and valued and just proud to be a Highlander. Um, we have, as you can see, an array of affinity groups. And then we also have a whole bunch of different clubs that are not all listed here. We have a lot more clubs. And, just for peace of mind, if you don't see a club that really speaks to your student, or if your student is interested in something really passionately, but they don't see like a club there, they can start their own club. All they need to do is contact an adult in the school to be the quote advisor. And Dungeons and Dragons Club would be an example of that, something that started in the last couple of years. But we have a whole bunch of other ones. I actually lead a disc golf club here, and soon to be a ping pong club. So fun way to get involved in school and just something positive throughout the day. We have a whole bunch of other activities here, as you can imagine. Tons of different arts courses that we offer. Just taking a look real quick, just like most high schools, we offer band, choir, drama, music, and theater. As I mentioned before, the building's brand new, so all of these classrooms and auditoriums, everything's brand new. So it's a really cool thing to be a part of. Everything functions really, really well, and that I think is one of the big benefits of having a new school. Of course, we offer visual arts, drawing, painting, ceramics, and then graphic design and photography. Those two top our wonderful Jesse Scobo. This is where the ninth grade success team comes in. So we're going to talk a little bit about what it means to be on track to graduate. There's a picture of Joy and a picture of myself. We are but two people a part of the ninth grade success team, but we are two important people that you can contact if you have questions about anything regarding ninth grade or their ninth grade year. When we're talking about counseling, Joy has been a counselor in 4J for a really long time. She was at Churchill for a really long time. She provides social, emotional, academic support. I'm a little bit more of the academics side. I've been a teacher this is my 16th year in education. I've been a classroom teacher for 12 years, and now doing what I'm doing here, this is my third year. I do a lot of one-on-one tutoring, small group tutoring. I also help lead an after-school homework club on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. We call it Focus. It runs until 4:45 p.m. A great way for your student to get work done, to get some academic support, some tutoring, maybe finish a project, turn in work. It's a wonderful place to be. It's totally optional. We have snacks there. We see a lot of success with students that come to that after school program. Of course, Joy wants to help everyone, all students, connect with any mental health resource that they might need. We have therapists here at school. We have out of building therapists that come on Mondays and other days throughout the week, drug and alcohol therapist, and some folks from Cahoots that come. So lots of different resources for students that need that. Of course, we help with general problem solving. We really try to get students to advocate for themselves. That's a big piece of my educational philosophy. Is sure, I'll help you through this problem, but I'm going to want you to take some of that responsibility on. And so, something that we do. That was our old counselor. So Jennifer's not with us anymore. How can you succeed as a ninth grader? The most important thing is going to class. 100%. Technically speaking, ninth graders aren't really supposed to have homework. We've designed the day in a fashion that allows them to get education in class and then allows them to complete their assignments in class. If your student is not really good at doing work in class, then they might have more homework than somebody else. But going to class every day is a surefire way of having a successful ninth grade year. Getting used to checking Canvas. I see lots of ninth graders midway through the year that still really don't know how to do that. Those are typically the ninth graders that are struggling. All teachers have office hours. They are posted on all of their boards or on their door. Knowing when office hours are is a key way of succeeding. We do have advisory every Wednesday. I teach an advisory, not with ninth graders, but in 2 years I'll have ninth graders again. Making sure you're going to advisory, getting that important information about what's happening at school, things like that is a really good thing to do. And then, of course, connecting with a club or a sport or something like that, like I mentioned prior, is also really important. Ninth grade humanities. This is a unique thing that North Eugene and 4J has been doing. Ninth graders are arranged in cohorts. And what that means is that they are with a group of ninth graders for 2 classes, English and Global Studies. The whole point of this is that is so those teachers can work in pairs, work in tandem, and get to know their group of students really well, to develop better relationships, to better understand how a student works or what kind of needs that they have. The emphasis is on social and emotional learning, relationship and community building. So again, the whole point here is that so those students are grouped together so that they can bond a little bit more. They feel a little bit more comfortable on this really big campus of over 1,000 students, and so that they can learn some humanities and some important things regarding social studies. Let's quickly take a look at an example student schedule. This is exactly what your student would see if we were to hand them a schedule. As you can see here in the red boxes that are highlighted right here, we have our English 9A and our Global Studies 9A. Jesus and Karina work together. They communicate a lot together about all of their students so that they know them, they know how best they work. And then you can see the rest of the classes here, like Woods. This is a CTE course. Healthy Foundations, a required class for ninth graders to take, and also a class in which they get their humanities education. PE, which would be an elective. Physical Science, this would actually be Physics this year, which is new. Physics is a slightly tougher course for a ninth grader to take, but it has been adapted so that ninth graders can be successful in it. There is some math involved in physics, which is all kind of new to us for teaching physics to ninth graders. But so far, so good this year. You can certainly check in with your student and ask how physics is going. Because it is a blend of science and math, it can be a little bit more challenging. We then have drama, which again is an elective. Algebra 1A, which is what all ninth graders take unless they have already taken algebra as an eighth grader, then they might be taking geometry, but there's only a handful of ninth graders doing that. And then, of course, here's our advisory. A student is on track as a ninth grader to graduate if they earn 6 or more credits their ninth grade year. If a ninth grader is successful and has passed all of their classes their ninth grade year, they will end the year with 8 or slightly more than 8 credits. That means that they're ahead of schedule. We've done this on purpose. We want all students to be successful, and we know that this transition to high school can be difficult, and so sometimes there's some classes that are more difficult than what they were expecting, and they might not pass them. Rest assured, they're still on track if they don't pass a class or 4. This is also done so that those students that do get 8 or more this year, by the time they're a junior or a senior, they will not have to have a full schedule. And so then they can adapt their schedule as you would at the college level. And let's say maybe only have a first and a second and then leave after lunch so that you can go get a job or start doing all the things that you want to do as you get closer to graduation. So again, the important number here is 6. If they really struggle their ninth grade year and they have less than 6, that's when our counseling team gets together and starts problem solving. How can we get the student up to being on track? Because we want all students to graduate within that 4-year period. Why is ninth grade on track so important? I mean, in a nutshell, those that have a successful ninth grade year are way more likely to graduate on time. Those that end their ninth grade year with less than 6 credits, that statistic drops dramatically. And so that's why our team exists. That's why my position exists. If your student is struggling, you'll probably hear from me at some point in time. Of course, I'm not just going to talk about classes and grades. I'm going to talk about all the other things that might be going on in their life. And we will troubleshoot how we can support them and get them up to on track so that they can graduate with their class. Let's see here. Up to this point, social promotion has played a major role in how kids move through the school system. In high school, students must earn credits towards a diploma in order to graduate. All credits and courses are recorded on a student's official transcript. So this is the first time that they've seen an official transcript. That didn't really exist in middle school. So grades counting really matters now. And believe it or not, a lot of ninth graders are pretty surprised at that their first month or 2 in school, which is where we're at right now. So it's really important for them to understand how their transcript works, and it's also important for you to understand that as well. 24 credits is what you need to graduate. There's 4 years of high school, which is how we got to that 6 credits to be on track. As you can see on the left here, this is how many credits you need to get in each subject area. Notice that electives is 6 total credits, and that leaves room for potentially a CTE pathway or some IB classes. Their ninth grade year, however, they take English all year long. They take math all year long, the same with science and social studies. They take a half of a credit of humanities that they get in their health class, and then they get another half of a credit of health, which is why they have health all year long. There are lots of opportunities to take elective courses, and throughout their ninth grade year, they can earn up to as many as 3 credits in these applied fine arts classes or potentially language or other CTE and elective style courses. On Parent View, which is something that you can access from our website, you can specifically see how many credits your student has attained. We There will be nothing on there until after the end of the first semester at the end of January. Your student is being taught how to read this in their advisory class. So if you're interested come February to look at how many credits they've accumulated, have them pull up their computer and they'll walk you through Parent View and show you exactly how many credits they've had. As your student progresses through North Eugene High School and their high school career, this will change, obviously, and then you can get a better sense of whether they're on track to graduate 24 credits at the end of their senior year. How does attendance impact on-track status? Attendance is crucial to success. If they're here, they're going to be successful. If they're in the classroom, they're going to be successful. If they're not, then things change really, really fast. Our principal is incredibly aware of this, and his main goal is to try and hit 85-90% attendance for every student across the board. If we do that, we're going to be graduating everybody, no problem. So it's a big goal for us to make sure that that is happening, which is why we have designed ninth grade the way that we have. I mean, it does sound a little weird from what maybe you experienced, the opportunity to get up to 8 credits, not having to take homework home. Even our schedule is a little bit different than potentially what you experienced as a student. All of these things are designed for success. So making sure your student is here when they're feeling good, not sick, and connecting with their teacher, communicating with their teacher, it guarantees success. I don't know a single ninth grader that is here 90% or more that isn't successful their ninth grade year. So a really important piece to ninth grade success. Here's information. You can take a screenshot of this. If you're watching this on your computer, take a screenshot. If not, get out your phone. You can take a picture of it. You can even use this QR code that will take you to this page. This is how you can get in touch with Joy, myself, Mr. Humble, or anyone else here. So please be sure to do that if you have questions. Thank you so much for watching this video. And we appreciate everything that you guys do. And we'll be here if you need us. Thanks a lot.